Sometimes you have no choice. You have to kick people out of your meetings. This is when to do it. This is how to do it. Now let me start off by saying, if you are building a culture of positivity, agility, creativity, and growth within your teams, it is vital that your teams show these values in everything that they do. And yeah, we're all human. We're gonna slip up from time to time. But when there's extreme bad behavior, when there is a dip below what is expected, you need to pull that up quickly. And we've discussed this a few times in other videos, but today we're gonna talk about when the nicey doesn't work anymore and you have to get harsh and push somebody out of a space. First and foremost, we always assume good intentions. You've heard that acronym before, right? And yeah, you start off by assuming good intentions and you navigate the situation in a way where you give the person who is the offending individual the benefits of the doubt. You give them space to clarify, you put them on firm grounding so that they can now redeem themselves, because clearly we're not getting something here, because you wouldn't intentionally seek to demonstrate these bad behaviors continuously. Unfortunately, there are people who do this on purpose, and those who test the boundaries and gets away with it once or twice and nothing's done, they're gonna keep testing those boundaries. So there comes a point where you are going to have to draw the line and show them that this is not acceptable. So what are some reasons that will make me want to put somebody out of my meeting? If you abuse someone. Now, this is physical abuse, threats of physical abuse, or emotional or mental abuse. Now, abuse is a harsh word. It's heavy, but it happens, especially in an environment where this kind of culture has been thriving for a while and you're just trying to transform it now. And sometimes this can be subtle, but it's important to call it out. If somebody in a meeting disrespects another person and you call them out for it and they go ahead and do that again, you're well within your rights to say, we're going to call this meeting to a close, or I'm sorry, but we need to continue working on this. And clearly you are not in a state of mind to operate the way that we need to in this team and this meeting. So I'm asking you if you could please leave the meeting. Don't accept it. Do not accept abusive behavior from anybody in a team. Yes, give people chances, but where they do not check themselves and when they're not improving, it's time to get heavy on them. And this is one of the ways that you can show that. And you're really standing in solidarity with the rest of your staff, with the rest of your team who are operating to the standard that you need them to operate. So even though it feels uncomfortable, know that you are doing the right thing. Have confidence that you are doing what is best for your team. Now, the second one is a little bit more lighthearted. It's disrupting the flow. If we have a set agenda for how we are going to approach this meeting, and that agenda has been communicated to everybody on the team well in advance, they haven't come back with any alterations to the agenda or things that they don't agree with, then really and truly, you are in no position to be disrupting the meeting. Now, people may have questions, people may need to clarify certain points, and that is absolutely fine. However, if you as the facilitator of that meeting keep pulling it back on track and saying, okay, I hear your point, we don't have time to discuss it in that much detail right now, let's park it and we'll get back to it. Now, if the individual does not accept that and they want to keep drilling in deep with their points and completely bypassing what you've said, then you are absolutely right to say, okay, this is the way that it's going to go. If you are not comfortable with that and this meeting is going to be a waste of time for you, the people that are here really need to get through these points. So you're welcome to leave, and then we can have this discussion one-on-one later on. Kick them out of the meeting, simple as. The third one is bad vibes. Now, this might sound funny, but it happens. This is probably the one that comes up the most. You're in a meeting, you're in a workshop, you're in a team environment where you're supposed to be doing work, and you set the tone and the precedence for that meeting to be upbeat, for people to be excited and are ready to work. And then you have somebody come in that's just, Mr. Grumpy Pants, and they're just pulling down the vibes of everybody in the team. Especially if you're doing an innovative activity where ideation is involved and people need to get creative, bad vibes is not going to allow you to get to the result that you want. And so anybody that comes with that level of energy into meetings like that and workshops like that, you need to kick them out. Now, how do you go about kicking them out of the meeting when they're just coming in and they're just like, either sad or negative, like everything that other people are doing is like wrong and they're not giving you the space. They're being disrupted with their negativity and their bad vibes. So it's kind of like merging into point two a little bit. Well, we always assume good intentions. It's true. Assume good intentions. So I absolutely don't think we should just kick somebody out of a meeting immediately without having any discussions with them, especially if it's not point one where they were abusive. If it's the other points, then take them one aside and discuss with them about what you need from this workshop. But in the same way as with point two, if they're being disruptive, then go to them and say, listen, I can see that your mood's a little bit off right now. And right now we're in a creative zone where we really need to come up with ideas. And for this to work, we need you to be thinking in this way. Are you going to be able to do this right now, or do you need some space? Because if they need that, then you can kick them out in a nice way. You can say, okay, you can excuse yourself from this, and then we can gather your ideas in another format. But doing it this way with you feeling the way that you're feeling right now is not going to be conducive to collaboration, and kick them out of the meeting. So a really short one today. Fun but needed. This is how to kick people out of meetings when you really need them to go. Why you kick them out, and some pointers of how to go about it. Now, if you found this useful and happen to run meetings all the time because you're running project meetings, then I have something for you. I've got a 9-step guide that will link in the description. This will show you how to create a project plan in 9 easy steps. If you're interested in doing that, click on the link. It's absolutely free. You don't have to be a project manager. You don't have to have any qualifications. Anyone can create a project plan, and this guide shows you how to do that. So check it out in the description. Now, thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.